Today I am going to introduce from first class class 10 English chapter number 1 A letter to God, which has been written by G.L. Pruntis. In this lesson we will learn about a laborious farmer, that is Lencho. Lencho was a very laborious farmer, and Lencho had full faith in the existence of God. The center point, the whole story revolves around Lencho. The story begins with Lencho and ends with Lencho. This is an interesting lesson in which we will learn about the full faith in God, or about the existence of God on earth. At first, I would highlight that Lencho had full faith in the existence of God, and Lencho was a very laborious farmer. The story begins with Lencho house, and his house was only house in the entire valley. He had only or single house in the entire valley. His house was in that place from which he could see his crops or grain field. Lencho hoped for good harvest every year. That's why he had complete faith in the existence of God. A story is like this. Lencho hoped for good harvest this year. That's why he had planted crops in his grain field. But it was the ripening time, but it had not been raining for some days. That's why he was worried about the rainfall. His crops needed shower or downpour for good harvest, but it had not been raining for some days. This was very mishappening for the crops. One day what happened? He saw in the northeast part and came to know that it was clouds. He became very happy. Soon it started raining, and the rain turned into a storm, and shortly the storm changes into hailstones. And due to the falling of hailstones, his crops ruined or destroyed. Due to the having falling of hailstones, his crops ruined or destroyed, and he had nothing left to eat that year. That's why he became very unhappy, and in the early morning he went to the grain field, and he found that he had nothing left to eat that year due to the falling of hailstones. He became very unhappy, and he thought that this year he will go hungry. That's why he come back in the house and started to think about his foods and etc. As we know that Lencho had full faith in the existence of God. That's why he had only hope from God. He believed that everything is happening due to God. In the previous year we have received good harvest due to God, and this year we will receive good harvest due to God. That's why everything is happening due to God. This shows that Lencho had full faith in the existence of God. That's why in the next morning he went to the post office and wrote a letter to God. In the next video we will see how he wrote a letter to God, what did he write in the letter, and who at first read his letter, etc. etc. Part 2. Thank you, best wishes, and please follow me and wait for next video. Thank you very much. A letter to God, G.L. Pruntis.